So good morning. Today we're coming to you live from the Golden Bean Hotel in Kumasi. This weekend, the board and some management staff have been together on some brainstorming sessions. Of course, there are some series of board meetings, after which there was opportunity to visit the regional office of the NHIA and some district offices. But with me this morning is the board chairman of the NHIA, is the person of Dr. Ernest K.P. Kwarko. Today we're going to have a one-on-one with him just to try and understand his perspective of the NHIA since he became board chair. Good morning, Doc.
Good morning, Director. It's a pleasure to be here.
Thank you very much. So many have seen you, of course, associated with the NHIA. Could you tell us how the story began and how you have assessed the NHIA till date?
Thank you kindly. I think this is a wonderful opportunity for me to say a special thank you to Mr. President, because he's the one that was gracious enough to send me here to head the governing board of the authority. I'm most grateful, Mr. President. And I'm a very lucky chairman because the composition of my board, the President has given me such a wonderful group of talent with special knowledge and skill. My duty is to keep them together and they churn out the results. I have been very lucky. And so far, I thank God that the board is helping me, supporting me, and we are chalking results bit by bit, step by step, one after another. Yes, there are challenges with the scheme. That is to say the least. And in any human institution, there will be challenges. In any social intervention, because it benefits the generality of the population, there will be challenges. But I have been second lucky as well that the board is fully behind me. And then we are enjoying the best of relation with also management. In an institution where you have the board working closely with management, you definitely will see improvement in the output. I want to say thank you to management. I want to say thank you to my board after saying thank you to the President that we are having. There are challenges, but the challenges give us also opportunity to try and shine. And all in all, I would say that it's been a wonderful experience. And as we are aware, the problems we are tackling them one by one.
Thank you very much. Now, talking about challenges, of course, as you rightly said, challenges exist in every sphere of human society.
Endeavor.
But what would you say, perhaps, as two of the biggest challenges confronting NHIA, and what are the plans that the board is steering management to try and resolve?
Thank you, Director. I would say you wanted two. I'll give you one. But the one major one has two arms. Yes, the biggest challenge confronting the scheme now is illegal payments demanded of our members by providers. This is the biggest challenge. In fact, to be able to estimate how big it is, the President is aware and is so concerned. And he's tasked us to do everything possible to reduce that completely or eradicate it. It's a human institution, so I choose my words advisedly to reduce it to a non-endemic situation. This is the biggest challenge. Now, there are two factors associated with that. One is within the control of the authority. One is slightly under our control. The first, when we did some research, the two reasons assigned to why they take money is that our medicines prices and service tariffs are not realistic enough. So that one is within our control. Then timeous payment of their claims. That is slightly outside our control. But we have been very busy under the charge of the President to do things to make if you like, tariffs and for service and medicines more efficient. And then also claims management, which also border on how much we pay to listen, also more efficient. And Director, you know that we have been trying to do that. Let me specifically speak to the tariffs. Ordinarily, the tariffs should be reviewed every year. The difficulty is that you constitute a stakeholder task force that will do the research, market surveys, and bring the tariffs for approval by the board, for assent by the minister. You know, a bureaucratic procedure. By the time they meet, all the meetings, do the research, put it together, because there are providers on the task force, as supervising minister of our own provider payment department on the task force, suppliers are on the task force, importers are on the task force. It's an array, and everybody would like to have their interests discussed. So by the time they even finish and bring the report, it's past a year. Plus, if there are difficulties in agreeing before the procedure of passage and assent, they all delay. So I must admit that before our governing board took office, there had been some delays. But because of the serious nature of the issue, I'm happy to say that June this year, when the board met at PDRC, the task force report that they brought to us, what they wanted us to approve, immediately it came together with the management that we are working so well with. Immediately, we said, just on the surface of it, we have approved it. So what they brought, we approved it. Plus, we had also done arrangements anticipating that it had been a while since the review was done. So we anticipated by all means there will be inflationary changes. So we budgeted in this year's budget about 35% more, waiting to be able to accommodate the, if you like, the new tariffs. So even after accepting what the committee brought, we actually went on as a board to multiply by 30%. Now, that is the factor by which we multiply. But for some of the medicines, the real jump in its commercial value is about 100%. And so that fares now from July, when we assented, in July the minister assented and accepted, and it started taking effect in July. Therefore, we think that we have done our part. Now the prices of our medicines and service are quite close to the commercial value. And under framework contracting purchasing, even for those who deal with our medicines, they should get better markups because the wholesale prices of our framework contracts are lower. We think it's an opportunity for providers to also reciprocate by reducing the illegal charges. This is the first step that we have taken. Service tariffs have also been reviewed. Claims are being made more efficient. We are going digital. And therefore, we should be able to vet within a small turnaround time. And then hopefully, if we get releases of funds a lot more timeously, we should be able to pay the claims. So there's virtually no excuse for providers to keep on extorting money from them. We want to use this opportunity. We want to use this opportunity to plead with the general public and our members and providers especially. Try and either stop or reduce it because it's giving us a bad name when we are doing our part. Now, we know there is a human institution, human behavior. If there is no supervision or if there are no checks and balances, some will continue to do it. And therefore, one of the first things, even when our board was being sworn in, the minister said this, a charge to us, so I knew that it was important. So there are statutory committees that we need to form by law, by Act 852. In addition to those committees, the law also gives me, the board chairman, the opportunity to form other committees to help us with our functionality. So one of the first committees I formed was Illegal Co-Payment Committee. And it's headed by the statutory representative for Ghana Health Service, who the illegal payment affects his sector a lot. And flowing from that, we even saw that it is still not enough to operate only at the board level. So we have given a linkage to management, for management to also to link to the board committee and form regional district illegal co-payment committees, which the chief executive, Dr. Bernardo Koboy, inaugurated about some years ago. Now, they are supposed to help us in two main directions. One, gather more scientific data on why the illegal payments persist. Then, to be able to access from facility to facility in groups the extent to which they are being charged. What are the residual reasons? When we put these together, then we analyze, put it in our data analytics. Now you know that we are a lot more digital. Then we try to look at the analytics, how it is pointing us to action. And then we'll give, it's a human institution, so we'll give grace period to offending institutions to try and stop. Okay. Within that time, we're also setting up mystery clients to mystery shop. And if they don't shop, we'll begin to crack the whip. We have many tools at our disposal. Decredentialing facilities. Actually, ultimately, we'll take some to court. But in so doing, we'll also give them a bad name. We'll shame them, name them and shame them.
In your perception, your perspective, how long do you think all of this could materialize?
We have given the committees to work very quickly and bring us the initial report as quickly as practicable. We suspect that by close of the year, we should be seeing some real actions.
Thank you very much. Yesterday, we were fortunate to pay a courtesy call on the Ashanti Regional Minister, Honorable Simon Osei-Mensah. And some policies were announced, one of which was the waiver of a waiting period for those aged 70 years and above. And another was what was termed as 1,000K project. What has been your involvement in these two initiatives, and what can you say about it?
Thank you, Director. I think the weekend retreat that we had with the board and with a section of management, one of the biggest excitements personally I've had as chair of the board is the protection we are giving to our vulnerable population who are on our scheme. And so exciting. And I am looking forward to the implementation of it and how it benefits our old and vulnerable. Look, it was quite clear from all the reports we have gathered from the field that it happened with a 72, the classic example was a 72-year-old who had an acute emergency, went for care, had actually renewed his card, it was a male, and the 1 month period had not elapsed. And looking at such an acute emergency, look, we are human. So when management obviously did all the actuarial work and the projections, the estimated population, how much it will cost us, and all that to waive the waiting period, they brought it. And as a board, we had to approve it because we are also aware that this is dear to the heart of the presidency and our sector minister. And therefore, we didn't have any hesitation in approving it and announcing it yesterday that from 6 p.m. last night, any 70-year-old and above that either registers fresh or renews a card, the 1 month waiting, the 30-day period has been removed so that they can have instant care. You can imagine my joy because I have direct relatives and extended relations who benefit from it. I'm yet to get there, but I'll also get there. And one of the ways to mark the sensitivity of any insurance is how it responds to the vulnerable. I am very excited, and I had no hesitation as a board with the support from the presidency and our oversight ministry. It was with joy that we approved it, and we are very excited. I want to take this opportunity to encourage those taking care of the elderly and the aged. Get them onto the scheme. Get them onto the scheme. They don't pay premium, so it's only the registration fee that you have to pay. And once they pay that, we waive the 1 month period. Get them onto the scheme so that they can benefit from it. Let me take this opportunity to say, yeah, the scheme has challenges, but we are solving them one after the other. The scheme now is getting better and better. It is better to be on a scheme other than sit outside, despite its challenges. But by the grace of God, with the support we have from everybody, the presidency and everybody, and now the support we are courting from the general public, we know the scheme will solve most of its challenges and will become the bouncy scheme that it used to be in time past.
Can you tell us a bit about the other projects?
Yes.
Typically the Ashanti project.
Yes. Project 1000. Yeah. Yes. This was an initiative taken by our Ashanti regional team to try and drive up membership. You know, we have signed on to Universal Charter under the Sustainable Development Group to try and reach universal health coverage, UAC, by the year 2030. And one of the tripod indices is to be able to enroll 80% of the registrable population of the country onto the scheme. And we realized that if you leave it to just the status quo, especially with the few challenges that the scheme is having, like illegal co-payment, voluntary registration onto the scheme, the pace will be a bit small. So I charge management to find more innovative ways to try and I must say that our new Chief Executive, Dr. Bernardo Koboy, I'm not patronizing, but he's a very passionate politician who is result-oriented. So there have been many ways that they are bringing suggestions to the board for us to approve how we can send these innovations. So the Ashanti regional team, when their management, executive management charged them to find innovative ways, they came up with this idea of Project 1000K, and that is to register 1,000 children onto the scheme per sponsor. So this is going to be the registration fee. The children already don't pay premium, so the registration fee is going to be paid by the individual sponsors. And though officially we launched it yesterday, right, I can tell you that the people who are knocking on our door, the people who wanted to be even the first to sign onto the T-shirt, the symbolic T-shirt, to be the first. Of course, we had to allow our regional minister who was doing the launch to be the first, and the coordinating council has also signed. So they are already taking 2,000. And there are many more. And it's been so overwhelming. Yes. And that even as I sit here as chair director, you know that me too, as chairman, I have been taking care of children with cancer for about 7 years now.
Head of a charity.
Yes, for about 7 years. The Ashanti regional chapter of Kappa, I am the patron.
Of what?
Of parents with children with cancer, the association.
Parents with children
with cancer. I am the patron here. Every Christmas, while other kids are enjoying the community, and if there are cancer children on the ward, you know, children would like to play, but they seem isolated. Then we decided, together with my own mate and colleague, Dr. Vivian Pinso, why can't we do something for them while on their ward? We painted the wards with bright colors. We treat them to a small party, music. They are on the ward not because of their fault. They are not like other kids, they are sick. But at least Christmas we can give them some hope. Hope of the mind is also, it helps with recovery. So we've been doing that but we've been expanding the package, helping them, because some of them, they are incontinent, buying sanitary underwear. And it's so tiring for parents. We've been supporting them for years. And thank God, the president last year brought me to head the governing board. Hitherto, I'd been doing advocacy that we should try and get the childhood cancer care onto the scheme. Then the president appoints me onto. So then I had to fall back to the source and say, Mr. President, help me to get into the scheme. And together with the then Chief Executive, Dr. Janice Selby, I doff my cap for her. We push and push and push. Our sector minister has been so helpful. Then the first lady, immediately she knew about it, she said, I'm on board. After all, she was also putting up a cancer hostel for children with cancer at Kwarko. So it was all embracing, so much support. Last year, November, we announced it. This year, July, we started the actual authorization by paying of claims. The Vice President announced it at a ceremony last 3 weeks. And now, if we have been able to manage to do all this, then the next step is that the children need to be on the scheme. The children with cancer need to be on the scheme so that they can benefit from the package. So, as chairman, naturally, my contribution for the 1,000K project is to register 1,000 children with cancer into the scheme. Not only children with cancer, but also I've had the opportunity, the privilege of doing some charity for underprivileged children every Boxing Day 26 for some years now. So together with social welfare, they will help us select vulnerable children who need to benefit from my project 1,000, together with children with cancer, and I'll register them onto the scheme as my contribution also to the scheme. I believe as chairman, when I do that gesture, it will encourage other people out there today. So many of you, we are inviting you. It's an average of 6 to 7 cedis, depending on the age, but take an average of 7 cedis. Then 1,000 is about 7,000. You can give us more, we'll take it. And you don't necessarily have to. The project title is Project 1,000K, Project 1,000 Kids. You can register more than 1,000 for us. Actually, I'm starting with 1,000, but if I see that the numbers are encouraging, I'll open more cancer children and vulnerable children onto the scheme. Let me stay out there that everybody who can, there are celebrities that are Nana Mama Brown, MPs, ministers, even we hear in the grapevine that are all not true for will do us a lot of wonders. Yes, 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 yes. You know, I'm sorry, but we have heard in the grapevine that. So I would like to encourage everybody that come and help. Yes, now Ashanti is the one that has taken the initiative, but other parts of the country can also carry it along. And let's register kids onto there. By so doing, we'll be heading towards our UHC and we'll be protecting our children.
Viewers, today we'll be discussing NHIA matters with our board chairman, Dr. Ernest Kwarko, who by profession is a gynecologist.
Obstetrician gynecologist, and of course works at the Kwarko Teaching Hospital.
I don't say it much, but I also have a master's in public health.
I've been a public health practitioner for nearly 20 years.
20 years,
yeah.
Wow. Yeah. So he works as well at the Kwarko Teaching Hospital when he's outside the boardroom of NHIA. Yesterday we launched the 1,000K project at the coordinating council of the regional office of the regional minister in Ashanti region. And as is described already, the project seeks to register 1,000 children onto the scheme by sponsors. Now, when we say sponsors, there's no personal categorization of sponsors. It could be you, it could be me, it could be a politician, it could be a businessman, it could be any philanthropist who is touched and really wants to show love to children. The value of this component will be close to between 6,000 Ghana cedis and 7,000 Ghana cedis. If you feel touched to do so, as Chairman says he's going to do for children with cancer, you can get in touch with the NHIA regional office in Ashanti region, reach out to them, and they will be able to take their money off you and arrange where these children might be so that they can come around and register them onto the scheme.
Director, sorry to be rude and break in. As we speak, today is Tepamahine's birthday, and the way he wants to celebrate his birthday is to register 1,000 children. So as we speak, the regional team are going there with a cake to help him to celebrate and symbolically enroll and get his contribution to enroll 1,000 kids.
Great stuff. Yeah. So get connected and stay live and stay connected to NHIA. There's more to come. Thank you very much.